Hey all, welcome back. If you're just joining me from Soap Making 101, I forgot to mention, and it was probably obvious in the video, that you need a scale. The scale that can read in ounces, pounds, grams, however you need it. This one only reads in ounces and pounds, which is fine for what I need because I need ounces. And I'm pretty sure I bought this at Target like 15 years ago or something like that. So you can't find this one anymore. But they have some really nice ones on Amazon for pretty cheap. I'm talking like $8, maybe $10, something like that. But yeah, those are important to have, otherwise you won't be able to weigh your stuff. So anyway, I am actually waiting for my oils to melt. And in the meantime, I'm going to explain to you what I've done here. So I've got my lye waiting to be mixed in. I've got my fragrance measured out, and it's this Abalone Sea fragrance oil from Wholesale Supplies Plus, which is a good complement to the Blue Maho that I had in the first layer. I have this Neon Laser Lemon pigment. I'm sure they still sell it, but I'm not sure. I've had this for a while. But this is also from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and I have this in a jar because I had a ton of like sample packets and I just combined them all in this jar. I mixed that in oil, so you can try mixing it in water, but it doesn't work very well. So oil or glycerin. I used to do glycerin, but I find that oil works best. I have this matte white pigment powder, and if you see on here it says for water. So I mixed this in distilled water. And so I have my little cup here of my pigment dispersed. And then for the other ones, I have this lime green mica, but I just have it in one of my mixing things here like this. I'm not gonna disperse it in anything. I'm gonna use the soap batter to disperse my pigment. And I did the same thing with my amethyst purple mica. So those are my colors, and I am currently waiting for that to melt, so I will be back. I have my oils melted here, and my lye is sitting here in wait. My lye is about 90 degrees right now, and my oils are about 110, which is probably about the most of a difference I would do between the two. Seems to work out fine. Some people might suggest otherwise, but for my experience, this has been okay. If I wait a few minutes, it'll continue to cool down. So, but also my lye will continue to cool down. So, anyway, I have my colors in wait over here. What I plan on doing is mixing my lye in, and once I get it nice and mixed up, then I'll add my fragrance. And this particular fragrance will might speed it up a little bit, and that's okay. But as long as it doesn't Caesar rice or soap on a stick, I'm okay with that. And then once I do that, I'll probably have about 1,200 mils according to the chart on here. And I'm gonna split it in 4 different colors. So I'm gonna keep a portion of it in my mixing bucket, and then I'm gonna distribute 300 mils to each of these. The numbering and stuff is kind of worn off over the years, but yeah, really worn off, so I can't really tell, but I'm gonna have to probably eyeball this one. This one seems like it's still in pretty good shape, so I might measure it on here and then just kind of compare. So if I have 1,200 in here, which I don't know for sure, I have to add the lye to see, but about 1,200 split 4 ways, it'll be about 300 per bucket. And then I'll layer my stripes that way. I want my last stripe, I usually don't plan these things so thoroughly, but I want my last stripe to be white because I kind of have some plans with a material that is going to be shipping to me probably sometime this week. And then you'll see the cutting video, which it'll take a couple days for this, well, maybe just overnight to so that I can cut it. It'll be like gosh, tongue-tied. So it'll be firm enough for me to cut. You want it to kind of be like cheese, like cutting a block of cheese. Anyway, but not crumbly like cheddar cheese, just like nice solid mozzarella, Monterey, whatever. So let me check my temperature again. And I think we're okay to go. So don't mind me, I'm probably not going to talk much unless it's like super necessary. I might even speed up the video depending on how it goes. Anyway, so here we go again. Well, just so you know, I am wearing my goggles and I have my gloves on and my apron. Pouring down the side of my spatula. Nice and slow. Stir it around a bit. Clean as I go. Okay. Stir it around a little bit, stir it around a little bit. Okay. Bring out my handy dandy mixer. You kind of have to tilt it around a little bit to make sure all the air bubbles are out from the bottom of the mixer so that you don't get air incorporated in there. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to mix my fragrance in. Here we go. I don't remember if this one moves fast or not, but seems to be doing okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in to my yellow bucket about 300 mils. Kind of copy this here. About 300 mils. Again, this one is even more worn out. That looks about right. I'm going to put my white in the last. I have learned that titanium dioxide does tend to move a little bit faster in your recipe than other colors. I don't know why this is. I have a little hand mixer, hand frother here. I kind of prefer to use this than my stick blender for these kind of parts because I don't want to force the recipe along any faster than I want. It's kind of giving it a little bit more control. Depending on how fast it moves, I may go ahead and switch over to it. But like I said, the titanium dioxide tends to move recipes a little bit faster, so I didn't want to make it move even faster than that. And this is going to be a really, the green and the purple are going to be so pretty because they're so pigmented. I think my battery is running low on my little hand mixer, so it's kind of struggling. you notice, I'm using this cookie sheet to hold my molds. I do not use this cookie sheet for cooking. It's very important to know that because I am clearly dripping soap on the cookie sheet, and lye and soap batter really very much react with each other to where there's surfaces of this cookie sheet that are exposed because it's been worn away by the lye drippage. So do not use, if you use cookie sheets for soaping, do not use them for cooking. Okay, this didn't really pan out like I thought, but that's okay. Again, I was gonna do something different with the tops anyway, so I'm just gonna go back to that plan. Kind of making these little kind of triangle shapes by pulling batter up from the side and pulling it across the top. I'm doing it on the opposite side of where the bulk of the black triangle is on the bottom of the loaf to kind of give it that asymmetric symmetry in a weird poetic way. So anyway. Tool here. I'm just going to kind of clean up the edge a little bit with my tool. Okay, so here you have it. My experiment, which went 90% as expected, doesn't always happen that well in my favor, which is a good thing. Always learning, always developing. Even though I've been doing this for as long as I have, I'm always learning new things. Staying with technology and trends. Yep. Let's speed up the cleanup of this here. Okay. All right, this is gonna go into my oven. My oven is set on warm right now. What that's going to do is kind of encourage the saponification process. I think in the soap making world it's called cold process oven process, and for short that's CPOP. I don't really consider it that way. I still consider it cold process, I guess, because I'm kind of forcing it to go through gel. That's probably why they come up with that term. I don't really care either way. It's just I prefer a gelled look because it makes your soap darker and more rich looking than if I were to not let it gel. And then you also risk, by not letting it gel, you also risk a portion of it gelling and giving you that dreaded circle in the middle of your soap. So anyway, these are going in the oven, and I will see you next time for the unveiling when I cut it. All right, see you later.